U.S. savings bonds.
He made the first of many cameo appearances on television as a guest on the popular I Love Lucy show.
Pardon me. Aren't you Mrs. Ricky Ricardo?
Yes. I mean, yes.
Well, I'm Rock Hudson.
Oh, yeah, well, I know that.
Do you mind if I join you?
Oh, I certainly not don't mind. No. Would you like a piece of rock, Mr. Candy?
No, thank you.
In 1954, Rock and I were reunited in Ross Hunter's All That Heaven Allows. And again, I was the older woman. Rock was the younger man. A provocative theme that established the popularity of women's pictures in the 50s.
All That Heaven Allows was very playable. And a hell of a good story, and a hell of a role, and rather daring in those days. Here was a woman with a young gardener, and she's not well-to-do, but comfortable, widow. Well, that's common practice today. In those days, it just simply wasn't done. Still, it's a little bit naughty.
It's getting a little late. I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to arrange your life. After all, it's none of my business.
He looked like a star. The public, at least in those days, wanted movie stars. Just gorgeous men and women.
All That Heaven Allows was an enormous success, I'm happy to say. I attended the opening with producer Ross Hunter, and Hollywood's most handsome bachelor showed up with Phyllis Gates, his agent's secretary. The Photoplay Awards that year confirmed Rock's overwhelming popularity with his fans. I was so happy for him. It was well-deserved.
Success is usually good for people. I think success finally gave him a feeling of confidence in himself.
In 1955, director George Stevens borrowed Rock from Universal for the lead in Warner Brothers' Giant. Stevens cast Rock over William Holden, Gregory Peck, and Alan Ladd for the highly prized role of Vic Benedict. After seeing Rock in The Lawless Breed, where he aged over a period of 40 years and retained sympathy for his outlaw character. Based on the best-selling novel by Edna Ferber, Giant was the prestige picture of the year.
Stevens had me so rich and so bigoted. I was Vic Benedict before we ever shot for anyone. I think that's brilliant directing. I had lunch with him one day, and he said, "Would you like to go down and see your house?" Which was down in the cotton shop being built in sections. "Oh, yeah," I said. "I'm not giving a damn about the house, and that's another department." Wrong, but still, that was my attitude. And he said, "What color you want?" I said, "Tan with brown trim." "Okay, boys, paint it tan with a brown trim." Well, my house. It was mine from then on. "Who would you like as your leading lady?" "Grace Kelly or Elizabeth Taylor?" And he was serious, so I said, "Elizabeth." "Fine, we'll get Elizabeth." Well, I was 18 feet tall. However, had I said Grace Kelly, he would have found a way to make me think Elizabeth would be better.
When he first arrived in Virginia to begin shooting, Elizabeth Taylor and her husband, Michael Wilding, invited Rock to dinner.
Let's kind of get acquainted. We are going to play husband and wife for the next 6 months. So we had a terrific time. So much so that we all got smashed. And suddenly, it's 4 in the morning. 2 hours later, I have to get up, and I'm hungover, as is Elizabeth. So we had to shoot the wedding, where Elizabeth was matron of honor, and I had to come in and get behind. Now, in between shots, we're running out and throwing up. I mean, we're hungover. We shot that scene, and all the women on the set were all sobbing. Oh, what a moving scene. We were so sick we couldn't move.
Ready to come back to your old beat-up cowhead.
Jordan, I'm no different than I was when I left.
Well, we Texans like a little vinegar in our greens, honey. Gives them flavor.
close friends, and I think she's one of the best people. And I think she likes me too. Yes, I love her.
Giant catapulted Rock to top box office star in 1957 and the Academy Award nomination. His hands and feet were embedded in the cement outside Grauman's Chinese Theater, and he was standing firmly planted atop the Hollywood mountain. Like most big stars at that time, the studio manufactured his public image. He supported it cheerfully, but hated being interviewed. He didn't consider himself particularly interesting as a person and couldn't understand why anyone else would. After completing Giant, Rock married Phyllis Gates in a private ceremony at the Biltmore Hotel in Santa Barbara, California. Phyllis played the dutiful star's wife and appeared at all public events with Rock. At the premiere of Battle Hymn, the dream continued for Rock. For a kid who never made it to college, he took pride in an honorary degree and enjoyed the fans' adulation.
I had made only 3 movies before A Farewell to Arms. Also, it was my first time abroad. It was so exciting I couldn't believe it. And then I had to face the still more unbelievable experience of going to work the first day and meeting Rock Hudson. Jennifer Jones and I are both nurses in the hospital. I devised this wonderful idea to smuggle in booze to Rock Hudson, and I brought him those Italian brandy bottles, and I put them in my uniform so they looked like me. That's how I got them into Rock. Now turn away.
I'm over 21.
Here.
It's a pity. They were very becoming.
Mm-hmm. When Rock Hudson asked me to go out to dinner, the second night of the movie, I almost fainted. I was going to dinner in Rome, Italy, with Rock Hudson. And I walked down a winding staircase of the Grand Hotel, and standing at the bottom of it was Rock Hudson in a navy blue suit and a white button-down shirt. I mean, I was in a movie.
Rock had chosen A Farewell to Arms over Sayonara and Ben-Hur because he wanted to work with director John Huston and producer David O. Selznick of Gone with the Wind fame. But Huston quit before production started, and the picture became a test of Rock's endurance.
When I had these highly emotional scenes to do, crying, carrying on, never cried before, and somebody who doesn't know how to direct saying, okay, now cry. Well, I mean, it doesn't have. Tisika was a marvelous man. And he saw that the director didn't know how to tell me. So he caught my eye. He went into the dressing room, and in his very limited English, talked to me, and got me so grief stricken that I couldn't stop crying. It was very good of that man to do that. That was not a happy film. And at the end, when we got into the tragedy of it, that's what I was crying about, because it was 7 months of misery, and I couldn't stop once I started.
Back on location in the California wine country for This Earth Is Mine, Rock performed for the camera. But behind the scenes, he and Phyllis were going through a bitter divorce. He gave up the first house he ever owned in the settlement. In the 60s, Ross Hunter's Pillow Talk single-handedly brought back the popular style of the sexy romantic comedy. It was also Universal's first colossal hit, transforming them into a major studio overnight. And Rock, their first major star, along with Doris Day, was responsible for this huge success. Rock also demonstrated a knack for physical comedy.
Now sit down.
Where?
Some seats.
Yeah.
Can't you get the other leg here?
I hope so, ma'am. Ready to leave without it.
Can you drive?
Well, I think I can manage the steering, but somebody else has to work the pedals.
We all liked each other very much. The atmosphere was always very out. I guess that's one reason playing comedy is more fun than anything else. You sit around laughing and joking so much.
The trouble we had, of course, was trying not to laugh. The crew would laugh and rule the tape. Nobody ever said, shut up. None of that. And they became a variety. So we knew, as we went along, what worked and what didn't, which was terrific. Doris and I would laugh and laugh. We couldn't look at each other. I think they added 2 weeks to shooting skit because of our laughter.
Rolling, yeah, rolling, rolling,
Rock stepped into television as a host for the first time in 1958 on The Big Party, with guest stars Esther Williams and Tallulah Bankhead.
Now, Rock, you're an honest, fair man, darling. We'll leave it to you. Tell us now, which of us looks better in this dress?
Oh,
Don't be a coward.
Unbiased opinion.
This is Harry Carey. Tallulah, that gown makes you look younger and more glamorous every day. And Esther, that gown makes you more mature and more sophisticated every day. And my name is Dick Clark, and everybody dance.
You know when Rock was wonderful? When he would spoof singing and dancing on television with big stars. He was adorable.
Pillow talk, yeah, pillow talk. Another night I heard myself talk. My pillow and I both agree. There must be a girl, must be a pillow, must be a pillow talking. I hope I'm right. I'm gonna be right. Oh, there must be a pillow talking girl for me. Play it again, Matt.
I see that singing it 11 times is a little too much for you.
I don't think so.
You know?
You wouldn't say that to Perry Como.
In Come September, he demonstrated his dance enthusiasm with co-star Gina Lollobrigida. His top-notch comedy performance revealed a leading man with savoir-faire and enough confidence to get silly.
You want me to take you seriously? Okay, I take you seriously. What do you want me to do, marry you? Okay, I'll marry you.
You sound like you'll do me a favor.
I'm not doing you any favor by marrying you.
You don't seem happy about it.
I've never been happier. Look, damn it, I'm smiling. Lisa, I'm asking you in a nice way. Now stop being an idiot. Get off that blasted bus and marry me.
No!
Lover Come Back was exactly the same as Pillow Talk, only better.
Pete, you are pioneering a method that'll make you a legend on Madison Avenue. It will? The most convincing demonstration of the power of advertising ever conceived. You have sold a product that doesn't exist. Yes! By thunder, even Dad didn't do that. Right. I don't think I better either. Telecounting, I want 5 $1,000 bills. Also give me the address of Dr. Linus Tyler. Linus Tyler? The only chemist who can come up with this. No, he's a troublemaker. He's a dangerous nonconformist. He's been fired by 3 companies. Why pick him? Because he's brilliant, available, and he probably needs money. No, money can't buy him. He's incorruptible.